You waited all week long for us, and we are delivering. Oh my god, the payoff is unbelievable. I am Sean Plott.
I'm Lee Grainer.
And I am Sean Bouchard's cousin, Gary from Gary, Indiana.
That's why the voice is different. It is
That's
not
why.
because there's a cold. Gary always talks that way. Old Gary Bouchard from Gary, Indiana. Hey, welcome to Mostly Walking, one of the finest shows on the internet where the stakes are high. Because tonight, we're going to, I suppose, do a wake as the puzzle that got us till 9:15 in the last episode died suddenly in my lap at the end of last Mostly Walking. And we're going to have to do a little review of that. But Lee, please.
Can I?
Everyone needs a chance to speak. It's very
Do
important.
So we've been going for like 8-9 years.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the run of this series, can we each get like one veto? Because I would love to veto any return to that puzzle if possible. Now that's a soft veto. I guess let's.
Well,
it's more of it's a 2 out of 3 vote. I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, can I veto your veto? Can I do that?
You
Because
can.
that
Actually
sounds
checks
deeply
and balances.
democratic. Yeah, it's like very.
I'm the legislative branch.
All right. Well, Sean, before we get into the show, I'm going to repeat only a small fraction of what I was complaining to you about before we go in.
Yeah.
Because normally we like to talk about nonsense for like 5 to 10 to 30 minutes before we begin playing. But what happened at the end of last show is that we were on this puzzle.
Yeah. Hey, this puzzle looks awfully familiar to me.
Yeah. This puzzle, we were trying to arrange platforms to add up to, and let me just gack my way over here, to 100 and... Wait, why does it say 120? Wasn't this 115 yesterday? Am I stuck?
It was, Sean. Yes, it was.
Wait, hold on. I am stuck. What is happening? My character is
Sean,
stuck. Oh my god. Help! Help! Hold on, let me rotate this one over to here to help me. I'm stuck. Oh my god. What happened?
Also, is there a reason why I cannot hear any audio from the...
Yeah, it's because
stream?
it's muted because I wasn't actually going to play the game.
Oh.
Hold on, I'm going to get this thing to rotate back to me really fast because I am literally materially stuck. I cannot actually move from this location.
What did we do?
Wait, hold on. Isn't there a menu to just like...
Oh, yeah. There's a go teleport to save spot.
There's a menu for that.
Yeah, all right.
Fuck, we could have been video games the whole time.
Yeah, isn't this great?
If broken. Yeah, if
all right,
you're soft locked.
Yeah, so let me see.
Go to this.
I'm going to unmute it. We're going to dive straight into this game, okay? Because it is...
Let's do it.
It's loading. Okay, we're over here now. So
okay.
we are...
Watch us sink, watch us swim.
So I'm going to explain the nature of the puzzle that happened last time, Sean Bouchard. So what happened was we spawned up here, and it turned out we needed to resolve the battery puzzle. And what Lee and I did is, without any instruction... One of the fun parts of this sort of puzzle is trying to come up with the rules of how to solve the puzzle and what everything means. So Lee and I went, hey, maybe each color represents a number, and you add the numbers together when the circuit passes through those colors. So if I pass through green, green, blue, which let's just say is 20, 20, 10, that sums to 50. Whereas if I did blue, green, green, that would be 20, 10, 10, that would sum to 40. We verified this a number of times. And by the way, if you're seeing frame stutters, that's just literally the game on my computer having a hard time. So we said, hey, maybe what's going on is that you are summing these colors together. We verified this probably in like 15, 20 ways because we said, all right, let's try to get them to sum to the desired number of 115, which we might actually have to do again. So we tried to get these things to sum to 115, and after some just mathing and some calculation, we went, oh my god, I think our original assumption is maybe incorrect. See, look at that. I need 115 volts. So we said, well,
maybe that's just the name of a band.
115 volts?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be pretty
that's
good.
The one who's somebody graffitied
just sprayed it on there. Aha, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you do with a band.
So, for instance, since I need to rearrange it, since we got soft locked out of a state and it seems to have reset, we said that this is 25. Blue is 10.
25.
So it should be 25, and this should be 35. Or wait, was green? No, green was 35. Excuse me. So this is 35.
Green is 35.
This is 10, 45. Plus another 10 is 55. Plus another 10 is 65.
Yeah.
Going through the green is another 35.
So that's 100.
This adds up to the number I'm literally going to rip out my eyes. So it should be 35, plus that should be 100, right?
Right.
So this should be another
135.
135, but when we look, it just says that this voltage is 115. So what I want to note is that, like, we did this in a bunch of different ways, and we went, okay, it should sum to 135. Let's do the very first check of something we think that we haven't checked. Let's do the very first check of a different chain of logic, just to see if something's going wrong, and we immediately had this as a solution. So what it feels like is we got lots of confirmation that it's addition, it's addition, it's addition, it's addition, which turned out to be wrong, which is fine. I have no problem with a game. Oops, did I not?
Okay, so you think that the problem is that it's not addition, not that the numbers are different.
Yeah, I realize there's two statements that I make. Statement one is we're pretty sure that it's not addition. Or, I'm sorry, we're pretty sure that it's addition, and we're pretty sure each color corresponds to this set of values. So either it isn't addition, or our set of values was incorrect.
Right.
So the very first test to look, the very first test that we did, instantly summed to 115 volts. So what it felt like is, it felt like the game went, no, 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 no. Fine, you're done. Here's a solution. You know.
Yeah.
It's like if you can't solve a puzzle, it's like if the puzzle was set on fire and they went, we will speak to you as though you have solved it.
Yeah.
So I then, after the stream, and I remember jokingly telling you this, after the stream, I went and looked online for the solution and found 10 threads of people arguing and proving that each other's explanations for why it should work were incorrect, and that's it.
So
oh God,
you're
Sean,
saying
it's
that
already started.
nobody online understands how this puzzle works.
Yeah, I couldn't find someone online to figure out how it works. So
It's also already started in chat. People are like,
what
is it
happened?
okay if I mention something I was thinking about at the end of the... It's like, no, for God's sake, no,
Oh
please.
shit, I got locked.
You got locked.
You got stuck in this spot?
Yeah, I got stuck. Now, in a
There's
moment...
just a lock spot there.
Alright, nice.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, because this one was stuck. And let me just show, because what we did is we went, okay, so this is 35. So this green, straight to this unmarked platform is 35. So green must be 35.
Wait, can you show me where the circuit is, Sean?
Sure, let me open
Like
up
the
MS
the
Paint.
loop of it?
God,
Funny.
I'm glad Sean's back.
Yeah.
I had to do... Sean B, I had to do fucking problem solving last show.
Yeah, that
had
should
to-
never happen.
I had to fire up my
Something's
brain.
gone terribly wrong.
So
Well, yeah, and my problem is I was like, well, first of all, we need to set up source control and we need to set up unit testing.
all right. So so what we did is we just connected this green bridge to here. This is it. So here is the
So
start
the
and here's
white
the
one
end.
is the
is
where it
this
tells
one.
you the readout.
This one is the white.
Oh, the white one is just this blank one. Okay.
Yeah. And so looking at this, I was like, okay.
God damn it.
Can
was
you? So here's the question I'm asking: can you spatially show me that like 3-link circuit
Sure.
that you've drawn on here?
Here's
So
here
because
is
from those stairs, yeah.
from their stairs,
Those
up
stairs
to this
up
green
to
platform,
here.
and I'm calling this a green location because it has a green bridge.
Because it's got green. Yeah.
Go
yeah,
across the green bridge,
yeah.
up to
Okay.
here.
And then back to those stairs. Got it. Cool.
Yeah. And so we examined this, and then we just come back to here, and we went, okay, so this is one green is 35, Here's 35 plus another 35 plus whatever the heck this yellow is. As you can see, here's the yellow bridge right over to here. So all we've done is do this. I'm gonna do it in purple. We've gone like this.
Yep.
And this turns out to be 70.
Turns out to be what?
70. So what I want to do is I want to say, aha. Here is how we concluded that maybe green is 35 and this yellow is 0, and maybe we'll also call this a yellow node and that this is 0. And
Okay.
we did a number of other attempts to confirm this in some way that made the addition function properly. Yeah.
Can I just propose a counter theory that you can disprove for me?
Oh my god, I'd be delighted.
Are you sure that the white node doesn't have a value?
We are not sure that the white node doesn't have a value. For instance, it could be that this white node is 10 and that green is actually 25 and that this yellow one is 25. Because then it would be 25 plus 10. That is absolutely a reasonable statement. However, the reason that I was confused and frankly annoyed at this puzzle is what I want out of a puzzle is I want it to go, all right, your assumption, here's some evidence to support it. All right, here's your assumption, here's some evidence to support it, until you wind up with a catch, which makes you go, oh no. My assumption must have been incorrect. So there were two assumptions that we were making. One is that you are adding fixed values that correspond to colors and locations. The second one is the value of green is 35, the value of blue is 10. It's those individual values. So I started playing with some numbers, and Lee suggested that we just start unit testing, start linking circuits that we hadn't seen, and the very first one that we attempted instantly hit 115 volts. And,
Got it.
Yes.
And I claim that what I want... Ow, cat! Be careful.
I thought you like stubbed your toe in the game for a second.
Oh no, my cat literally
That was wild.
did a wild flying jump. And
Oh, did she like claw you or something?
now here's the thing, oh yeah, no, she absolutely used her claws to slow herself down as she landed upon the mouse.
Holy shit! Wait, you guys.
What?
What? I don't know if I can. I don't know if you can see this. Like, I have one of these two-part keyboards. I don't know if you can see this, but one of the keys melted.
It melted?
What?
Hell yeah.
It melted.
Which key was
Wow, why
it?
is
I
this
feel
game
like
lagging
this
so
is
much?
Semicolon. Semicolon melted and a little bit of
Semicolon
greater
melted.
than.
This
What
is
the
a
hell
new.
happened?
I think this is a new Ouija.
Is it by a window? Hey,
It is by a window.
careful.
But how, like,
Careful.
how... Does this... I guess I need to keep this shade closed? Why would the sun do that, though? You guys? Why
Why
would
would the sun do that?
Why would the sun do
The
that?
sun do that?
Oh my
What
god.
the hell? What in the galaxy just
Dude.
happened?
This game is lagging
Okay,
for
anyway.
me insanely much. So, Sean, one of the things that we were doing, like, why would we try to solve that puzzle? We did a whole bunch of stuff over in this factory here, and basically the net result of this doing this is that we were trying to pump water out of this because it's a little hard to see, but do you see this? Here, let me actually go to this button here. If you see this little stairwell right here,
Yeah.
it goes down into the water.
Okay.
And so we wanted to, oops, that's the wrong button. We were trying to empty this reservoir. And the last step that we needed to do was we needed to use this, refill that from reservoir on. So this should be slurping water out of here. Perfect.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So that's why we had to solve the battery puzzle, was to get this powered up to do that. And when I have completed the game, I would love to have some people that understand the solution to that battery puzzle tell me. Because I think that, for me, what is satisfying in a puzzle is generally understanding what happened.
Yeah.
Like, not perfectly, because, you know, sometimes, like, there's my favorite puzzle game is Deadly Rooms of Death. permits you a lot of imprecision, but you still have to get the gist of the puzzle room correct.
Right.
And that requires at least a modicum of understanding. And I had not even a modicum of that.
Yeah, no. That is absolutely, that is extremely unsatisfying. It makes me think of
Jess, I will be unbelievably explicit when that happens. Until then, please make sure that you have both your forearm Mega Man blasters prepared to ban anyone that tries to spoil it. You know.
there's a I don't know if this is a school of thought or sort of like practical advice for dungeon mastering, of like you put a puzzle in front of players and let them try to solve it for half an hour, and then sort of take whatever the cleverest solution that they come up with and make it like make that work.
Oh, that's nasty.
It's pretty
That's
nasty,
nasty.
and I like it's something that strikes me as, first of all, dangerous. Like the risk of having a really unsatisfying conclusion to that puzzle seems extremely high to me. But I can only imagine it going well if you were able to come up with enough supporting kind of like conclusive evidence that clearly indicates what the correct solution was,
The game goes.
after the fact. Because
So then you get into-
like,
yeah.
oh, we tried a bunch of stuff and then we got past the puzzle. Like, that's not fun. There's nothing fun about that.
But that's where you get into Quest for Glory / Tears of the Kingdom area, where it's like a puzzle instead becomes an obstacle, and you can get past the obstacle, and then you get into that realm of like, if it works, it works, you know.
Well, okay, yeah, absolutely. But that's not what I'm not talking about. Like, there's a 50-foot gap. How are you going to get across it? There's lots of different ways. Yeah. I'm talking about like, here's a organ keyboard, and every time you press a key, a different crystal lights up, and you hear a different dragon mating call.
Is the distance between the organ and the crystals around 50 feet, perhaps? Like, am I understanding where you're going with this?
I mean, maybe it could be. No, and like, there's a door, and you got to get the door to open. Like, press some keys on the organ to make the door open. It's that kind of puzzle that's like, I don't,
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know how you would.
Here's the thing. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna save the game. We're gonna save it under Save Game 2, so that way we can run back and test out the theories around this puzzle to see if in fact we can do that. But before we do anything else, I want you to know, Sean, we have been trying to assemble the 3 colored balls of RGB.
Okay.
We have B, we have G, and now it's time for every pirate's favorite ball, the R ball.
Wait, I didn't know that we were... I mean... the tresticle is complete.
Yeah. Can it be true? You have not uninstalled the game.
You can prepare for the assembly. Go.
That's so many capitalized words in that sentence.
I know, this is young adult fiction, the game. I remember when I read The Maze Runner, like half of every noun was capitalized.
We were taught to joyfully anticipate the arrival of Tanner and 2 others.
Honestly, I'm still thinking about that. The keyboard keys that melted.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's... I mean,
you were visited by a powerful
It's a
spirit.
bad omen. Yeah.
Like,
so she's talking about Turner and somebody else showed up.
We were not used to force.
We were just keepers.
We were just they were capitalists.
Yes,
and we were Marxist. Like,
but we were not weak.
That's Sean. That's why you need a
All the
dictatorship of the
Dusties
proletariat.
someone
It's
as-
true.
So they were great as
Listen,
us,
I've always said that all we need is
We
the
were
right
taught.
dictator.
that all were equal.
Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, I want everyone
It's
to
just
know
hard
not
to
to read
know.
into that too much. We're just saying stupid things, recreationally speaking.
Yeah. TM. None of this is serious. None of this is valid. None of this is admissible.
Dude, these loading screens are enough for Despy to get the coveted double chin scritch head rub.
That is pretty
I'm
good.
using the thumbs on the top of
That's
the head
good
up there.
stuff. Oh man,
And-
look at that technique.
Oh yeah. I mean, this must feel unbelievable.
Oh, look at that.
Okay. Yep.
You
Shake
gotta
it
get
off.
the smells.
So we have united all ball, and now it's time. All right, is this the assembly?
The Trinet is
Wait.
complete.
Yeah, is this not where we're supposed to go? Oh. Boom.
Oh, look at that.
All right, hold on. Oh, is this it? Or is this?
Welcome to Dunny.
Oh wait, no.
I
is
I
this
wish
the
I could show you
elevator?
around, but I have to keep reading.
Was afraid,
Or I mean, writing.
I
Fuck.
suppose.
Is this the end? Is this
He
final
If we
boss?
beat this
Came
game,
out
that would be
last
so
year.
funny. I would take it.
and ruled us
So
with
Turner-
a heavy hand.
Turner.
We learned about masters,
Oh shit! Turner came and enslaved everyone.
their weapons
Oh my god.
Yeah, with his masteries of his master weapons.
were subdued.
Subdued!
Sup, dude?
And Turner, rather than intent on the assembly and completing the mission, became
He
intoxicated.
didn't want to keep anything.
Angry God. He would command
Angry
and we would
God.
comply or die. His end.
Now, see, this is exciting. Like, if
Only
you
one of the
complete
arrivals
3
could
things
prepare for
and your
the
game
assembly.
ends, you fucked up.
Our mission was imperative.
If you complete 3 things and then there is a climax thing,
Distracted hands.
Right.
dude, this is it. This is the all ball. We did the red ball, the green ball, and the blue ball, and we have unlocked the all ball.
Final
Destination next.
ball. Bonus ball.
Destination next.
Energize.
Oh, you gotta close the door
Begin.
first.
Oh, what do you?
I swear to God, if we get hit with a "Welcome to Dunny," I'll be very happy.
Dude,
Fine.
yes, dude. Welcome to Denny.
I love how at the end of Mist, he's like, "The only thing I can give you is the ability to walk around the island you've been trapped on for 10
A plan
months."
came to me. An ingenious plan.
Are we Turner? We're not Turner.
Many.
We better not fucking be Turner.
Oh man.
God damn it!
Oh, that's so funny.
Are
Wasn't
we gonna get
that-
Bioshocked?
Close to Turner.
Oh my
that would be
god.
No! God damn it!
I made a wall
Wasn't
of my
that-
mind for my own scent.
Wasn't that the twist of
Much there for the greater good.
the last Cyan game?
I learned much.
I don't even know.
I wept much.
Okay.
After many
me.
weeks,
Excuse me.
Oh my
I
god.
told
Thank
my
you.
comrade Jacques the truth that I had learned.
Jacques Letruth.
He
Ah,
provoked the others, and they all lashed out at me.
was that Marks?
I
Wait, yeah.
Absolutely, Marks.
I think we're in Borders now.
forced them into the deep sleep. I told Tara
The
to
deep sleep.
wake new ones from the threshold, and I would mentor them to be more compliant as his servants.
We should wake up
Are these
Orson
Patreon
Welles.
backers? I hope
I
so.
hope so.
I
God,
gave
which
Tanner's
one do you think is
praise
Necrosis Thanatos?
and his trust.
The one whose picture frame is kind of at a kill.
This is Necrosis Thanatos.
As well.
Oh God, we got sedated.
And so
Entonces,
alone.
I walk this lonely ball, the only ball that I have ever known.
For weeks, or even months.
Actually, gonna go back here.
What is it but for?
The embrace could only be awakened. The assembly could only occur. Only with the power
On a wedding
of
night.
an arriver.
Oh, and arriver got another caps.
Now, Tanner,
Good heavens, I've arrived.
Was Turner was an arriver?
Yeah, I think Turner was an arriver.
and
Yeah.
you will learn the truth now. The truth of sleep. The truth
The
of
truth of
emission.
it should be called.
The truth of
I'm ready for the truth of keeping. I actually...
I want to hear the truth of
truth
keeping.
of-
Yeah, we've been keeping this whole time.
assembly and ending.
Oh,
We're in outer space.
Did we just do space elevator?
Of keepers. Blank new keepers. Remember,
Cycle of keepers.
7-year cycle.
7-year cycle.
I will not go to sleep. I will keep my memories. I will not forget.
Yeah, this is pretty sweet.
Now, you have experienced the revelation that I had.
I have not experienced that.
The
That is...
grand realms I thought were everything are nothing but firmament structures. But yet,
Oh, down here.
they held everything dear to me, except my own memories.
What?
What?
Okay, what?
Those.
Good. Good for you. We are like so close to Space-Time 6 here.
So wait, hold on. Her revelation is that all of the worlds that she had known, presumably the 3 that we travel between, are just structures on which everything else is built.
I think so.
I don't know.
But what else is like? What does that mean? Like you
I
use a
think
lot
she,
of capital words.
Sean, I think she's heartbroken by the fact that nouns are persons, places, and things. Persons. God damn it.
Alright, hold on. I'm about to... Oh, shit, dude. Well, I am so popular. Alright, come on up. Alright, no. I'm gonna come back to you soon. Hold on. Oh. Dude, Sheriff came up, saw the desk. He was on the desk and just noped out. Alright, unlock.
Like I'm not.
Please
I'm
do not
confused
arrive
by the
in the
concept
coupling
of
module.
like mere firmament. Like she's saying that like
I
all
know.
of this is just firmament. Firmament is usually used to describe like the fundamental inner truth of things.
Yeah, this, all the things I love merely exist, Sean.
I am...
Everything exists.
So that said externally locked, so I hit unlock, and now they could not possibly make a run fast problem more
Wait a second.
unsolvable by running fast.
Wait a second. Those are solar sails. If I know anything about sci-fi, those are solar sails.
Okay.
We are on a solar-powered Sheop right now.
Okay.
Imho.
And
Anal.
so this
But
is
in-
the Swan, right? We didn't leave the Swan. The Swan is in space.
I saw.
We're on the
such a
duck
sight.
now.
I cannot describe what happened to my body. I did
Well,
not
you
think
arrived.
I would lie, but there's no preparation to face what one has never contemplated, never imagined.
So there's nothing over here.
I was distraught and opened and offended and
I was offended.
freed.
Freed.
I
Alright.
didn't have
Frankly.
words to describe to
Welcome to
you.
Day 9 TV, where you get offended and
And
freed.
now, I've returned here many times.
Buy some supplements.
Still, I do not know
The bone broth.
where
The bone broth.
firmament ends.
Beef stock.
Can we?
Here's the.
Alright, so let me doff.
What?
Doff.
Dolph. Put it down and put it off.
Hi, Des. How you doing?
I suggest that you put it on and take it off again, Guillermo.
oh, we got a lag spike.
Didn't
All right, we're back.
realize. Didn't realize who I was doing there. Until
Yeah. But then Guillermo just rolled right off the tongue so easily.
Guillermo. Gizmo.
All right.
Uh-oh. You're several airlocks deep now.
Dude, this is a despair lock.
God. It's gonna be like, "Ugh, the cake is a lie.
Oh, look, the majestic starship.
Starship.
Atlas.
From Philadelphia?
Oh, isn't that
Okay.
sad? They were going to call it Philadelphia, but then they just decided that that would maybe be a little hard to understand.
Well, that actually, okay, that hits me in the heart that we are in apparently our world future. You know, that gives me some stakes, something I can
Yeah.
sink my teeth into. Wait, can you look at those pods on the left and right? I think there's some environmental storytelling. Oh, yes. They look like caskets. This looks old. This looks like older. This is like NASA.
Yeah, there's little monochrome monitors.
Yeah.
So we've walked into like the swan. It says swan on it.
Bad cabling.
Is that ASCII cameras?
Realm embrace sequence complete. Okay, you did the 3 things. It's showing you the 3 things you did.
Thank you for
So this
attaching
is
the
what I was-
solid rocket boosters.
Huh.
Okay. Are they using worlds to power a ship? Because that's fucking sick if they're doing that. Are those people?
We
There
are
are people in some of them.
Oh, this
Some
is
of them
fucking
are
so
people.
sick. Oh,
What was that?
Well, it's a lot of lights.
okay. Do you want to go left or right? Lee, I'm going to leave the choice to you.
Let's go here.
Nice. Nice. That's what I was going to
Firmament Corporation
Firmament Corp.
appreciates your participation.
All right, Lee,
Why
they both
did
went
I
to the
end
same,
up
exact
suing?
same place.
Wait, who's that? Is there a person in there? Uh-oh.
Okay.
To confirm, Turner.
Hello.
Lewis Dongle.
We're Turner.
Earth
Ah,
equivalent
fuck
date
Turner.
2231-3.
2231?
The United Earth Space Agency sends its sincere gratitude and greetings, Ensign Turner. Mission protocol
Ensign.
requiring your presence and approval is now satisfied. Thank you for your preparations to Firmament Starship Atlas. No further human intervention is required.
We gonna
All
get
additional
murdered?
assembly, preparations, and flight control will be handled autonomously by me. Final
By
full
you.
upgrades to
Wheatley.
Starship Atlas now commencing. Stand by
Now sit
for
back,
space fold
relax,
and transport to the Tau
and enjoy.
Ceti system.
Your firmament.
All right.
I don't even want to go to Tau Ceti
Can I,
anymore.
Can I move this guy off his chair?
I was never given a choice.
Oh, is that her? Wait.
I don't think so. Is it?
Protected, restrained, and
It is.
This feels like a mall.
used us. You understand that now?
Wait, I don't understand it.
Whoa!
What? Whoa, wait, what?
I have not given you a choice. I
Reduced to
pushed
vape.
you in the threshold 7 years ago. You slept and forgot. I sat alone and remembered. You woke up. I lied to you.
Is she a ghost?
You see how
I
Yeah.
don't understand.
Well, I think I have a theory.
you arrived.
Could it
and
be bunnies?
pulled back the curtain of this monumental illusion for me. Now I thought I knew so much, but you astonished me with how small my world was.
God, when I figure out this story, it's going to be amazing.
Held my awe,
Yeah.
my veneration in your hand.
Gross.
You closed your fist around us. We were like children, and you tore our small world apart. I have thought of this moment often as I waited.
Sounds like this
I wish I
ensign
was
made a
alive
boo-boo.
to see your face.
Your stupid face.
There is a part of me that hopes you are enraged.
I mean, about the battery puzzle, yeah. I mean,
Oh, it's not reasonable,
No.
I know. These
That was her most devious
violent
plot.
thoughts never get us very far.
God. Just...
You were our god. And then, you were our monster.
Yes, that much
Do you
I've
feel
gleaned.
some kind of
Yeah, I got that
remorse
part.
now?
No.
Can there even be atonement without choice?
Sure.
It doesn't matter.
Regret without memories?
At the very least, I used you to provide the way home for the keepers. My comrades, my family.
Keepers are from Taos Feti? Are the Keepers human beings? Are the Keepers from Earth?
But now, maybe you can do more than just the very least. One choice
Maybe-
remains for you. And
maybe you
I
can
will not
step up,
beg a
Ensign
man's
Turner.
wishes, but I will ask. Do something good with this second life you have been given.
What?
what?
Remember the keepers.
I didn't even get introduced to the fucking keepers.
Looked down on and mocked.
In a life you can no longer remember.
Like, I'm literally, like, I just can't get over how funny this skeleton looks.
Learn their names.
All the war crimes you did that you can never remember again. Just think about what you did. Rat.
And you? Now you have become the most important keeper of all.
Let's see if we can see the back
The
of her
keeper
eyes.
of all these memories.
You've become the
You
keeper
sit on
of
the
my heart.
verge of the awaited destination.
Hold on, I'm trying
Rat.
to...
A new world, a new home. When you arrive, you can choose to tell the stories that only you now know.
Cut to credits. Cut to credits.
You can tell the tales of the keepers of this grand spaceship. How we worked so hard to save all of this, including
Did she forget that she mind wiped us? We are not the ones to tell the stories because we got mind wiped. Okay. Self-destruction imminent. Oh my god, we're going to Outer Wilds.
Scan me, I'm freaked out.
Starship Atlas has now been upgraded and is fold engine
Oh, nice.
enabled.
Ah,
Prepare for acceleration and full jump to the town city system.
get away
wanna.
from me.
Since you may have
Ah!
differences upon arrival,
Ah!
which will occur in approximately 7.4 hours. New life
We got
awaits
7.5 hours
your
left.
Fellow Atlas comrades on planet Firma. Thank you for your service to the Firmament Initiative, Ensign Turner.
Futuristic sounding
Bing
sound.
Futuristic child.
Wait, so the planet
Well-
is called Firma. Is that why they called it Firmament? Because that doesn't really
no.
make a lot of sense.
The good news is, I think I figured
Huh.
out what genre this is. Alright, right to the wiki, everybody. Let's go right to the wiki. What the Damn it. Another game where the narrative just slipped out of our grasp at the last minute. If only there had been a lightning strike and we saw just the outline of a giant, nondescript, sort of evil cryptid entity before the credits hit. That would have been really very 2023.
Huh. This is the game. Okay.
This
So,
is
like,
the game.
Please playtest your stories, everyone.
no, I actually feel that, like, it's so close to being fucking awesome but like because it's a few steps away, I'm in pain.
All they needed, look, I can tell that they had a wonderful story. I wish they had told it. You know,
Because I man,
they alluded to like a grand narrative in a way that was like, that's
well, there was a whole revelation at the end of like, now you understand. And
no, I don't.
I really feel like you somehow failed to convey the part that you wanted me to understand.
Well, like I get the thing of like, okay, I get the thing of like couching everything in cryptic terms, which is like a great, like, that's, I love that. I love that when that happens. But when I write shit that's like cryptic, I always fall into the trap of somebody reads it for me and I say like, you know, can you tell me what happened? And they're like, no, I mean, it's cool, but I don't know what you're talking about. And then I have to add in like, at least one time you have to very explicitly say, and that's when the guy murdered the guy. And then people are like, oh, okay, now I get it. Because like people's comprehension is like so low, like reading comprehension and stuff is like 50% at best, you know? So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, you know, I think that like when it comes to like storytelling in a game, like you kind of, okay, if you were doing storytelling in an interactive setting, you kind of have to have lots and lots and lots and lots of layers of, honestly, repetition. Like Magic the Gathering has a lot of really interesting writings about this, where like, okay, if we want to convey a certain setting, well, we have the art, and then we have the names of the cards, and we can reuse those names, and then we have a small number of mechanics that are baked across the entire set. And then there's little bits of lore text that is written there. And then we also have like short stories on the website. And then you can also start to see patterns in the art, and different characters who are showing up often in the art. And like, what this does is, if you're someone like me that sits down and first says, all I give a shit about is the gameplay, I cannot help but have a feel for the set and a feel for the characters by the end. And I think that in an interactive setting, if you have an unbelievably crystal clear single delivery point for a piece of information, I feel like that can... It's very easy for me to miss out on it. Because the thing is, I thought the environment was really, really cool. I thought that the artistry of the environments and the settings, and I mean, even though there's a little bit of redundancy to just plug your Mega Man arm into a thing and have a control panel, and there you go. And I feel like they could have maybe done more with it, or maybe done some variants, but you know, like outside of it, I thought it was like pretty sweet. I at no point felt strong senses of the environment connecting to any of the story of the Keepers that was being narrated by the character. So, for instance, like, I'm just going to make up... I'm not saying this is a good idea. I'm just using this as an idea to communicate. But as an example, if it was something like, oh my gosh, quickly, the life support systems need steam. Here, we melt the ice and input coal to make the steam. You have to do it. Oh my god, what's gone wrong? Oh my god, someone must have sabotaged it. Turner sabotaged it. So now you have a new puzzle you need to fix. Like right away, there is a gameplay element that shows the sabotage of a man named Turner, who's evil in some way. Also, by the way, do you remember that I said to you that Turner's evil and Turner's really bad? Like, that would be an example of two different things communicating one notion of, like, Turner's a bad dude. And I know, again, this example is bad and stupid because it completely contradicts who Turner was in the story. But I mean, like, the only thing that gripped me was when Lee said, dude, I bet we're going to be Turner, right when we plugged into the all ball. Like, like that moment made me go, oh shit, are we Turner? And then I started paying attention, and I couldn't make, heads or tails of it.
Well, so the basic story of, like, I'm guessing here, like maybe this was a generation ship or something. I don't really understand what the background is, but somehow there's a group of people and they're isolated, and they're working on an important job, and one of them has a radical idea in the sense of like, you know, radicalizing some of the population and takes over, and to the detriment of the mission, and then you know that like this human story of the last person who puts them in some sort of a sleep chamber and erases their memory and then uses them to help fix all of the problems. Like that part is cool and I like it. It's utterly unmoored from everything else in the game. Like, I don't understand how that relates to anything else in the game, and I don't understand how a lot of the parts of the game relate to one another. And the revelation that, like, we're actually on a spaceship was utterly meaningless to me, because we might as well have been on a spaceship the whole time. Like, there was nothing about the rest of the game that, like, said anything different to me, that, like, grounded me in any other way.
Yeah.
So that
Oh shit! I can't believe we've done this. Hold on, everyone. Hold on. We're launching Firmament again. We're launching Firmament. And no way, Grubby rated. Hey, Grubby babies, we just finished a game, and it just crashed
Sweet.
as we finished it. I'm trying to open it back up again. Don't mind me.
Did it?
That's so funny that the Grubby raid came in right as we beat the game. Oh, Grubby, you're too kind.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Grubby's the goat. Where is...
I just
Firmament literally is just
know.
like hard not opening. Hold on, everyone. Everyone, hold on to your butts.
I'm frustrated because it's like if they put this in front of someone, like if they're doing narrative design,
Yeah.
and they put this in front of someone for playtesting, and like I guess had them play the whole game. I don't know. And then we're like, you know, what did you pick up from this? The person would have been like, honestly, not much. I'm kind of confused. And then they would have been like, oh, okay. So it makes me wonder, like, did they not do that? Am I missing something? Like, are we less?
Were we
I mean,
uniquely
we have less
sort of like,
we have less comprehension than most players because
That's
we're doing a show.
absolutely
But
true.
like,
for sure that's true, but like I feel like yeah. My comprehension of the Turner story, I should be able to like beat by beat. They gave it to us beat by beat, right? And I don't remember all of the beats.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I get the gist of it. The part where like, okay, so it's a spaceship. Are the different worlds that we went to and solved puzzles on, are they planets? Are they destinations that we were transported to? Are they somehow like inside of the spaceship and we were miniaturized or digitized? Like, I don't understand the relationship between any of those things. And I
Yeah.
don't feel like the game, as we played it, told us any of that. You know, I think that, like, I'm a little disappointed in the Turner storyline, which is the sort of best part of it, I think, and is not bad. But if you're going to tell that kind of a story, I am of the opinion, as like a writer and a reader, that you need to set up the parts of it, the science fiction of it early, and the fact that we like woke up as an amnesiac video game protagonist doesn't tell me enough about like there is a cycle of sleep chambers that wipe out people's memories, and that's going to come back later as like the tool that somebody used to our undoing or whatever. Like there wasn't foreshadowing of you didn't even realize that I put you in the forgetting chamber.
yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, I guess. And I do have to say that, like, we were kind of told about the horrors. I don't even want to say we were told about the horrors. We were told about the conflict between Turner and the Keepers and the
Like-
disruption to their society.
Like intellectually, we were.
Intellectually. But I never felt like a visceral reaction to Turner. Oh my God, what a monster. And the ending of like, do you regret it now? Do you understand what you've done?
Yeah.
You were joking about it, Lee, and I completely agree with you. Like, no, I don't understand what I've done.
I think what I would say in that situation, if she was confronting me, even as a ghost, I would look in her eyes and she'd say, "Are you, okay, Turner? Do you have regret? Are you now regretful? Are you now ashamed?" And I would have said, "Turner, I hardly knew her."
I mean, like, it's one of those things where, like, I mean, Stryker says, damn near killed her. Yeah, like, I remember, because I've shared this before, that I really like watching lectures on creative fiction writing, even though I have absolutely no interest in writing creative fiction. Like, none at all.
Oh,
But there's a lot of great
I'm
nuggets in
opposite
there.
of that.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
yeah. But I remember there was, I don't remember who it was, lecturer said that if you have a really great twist in your book that happens, say, 200 pages into your 400-page book, then pages 0 to 190 need to be awesome if that twist never happens. Like,
Right.
like it's very easy to, in a story, maybe have a rewarding payoff. Because I remember there was a student who was just like, so, I mean, but what if, what if the payoff is really, 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 really good? And the author's like, yeah, great. Suppose you just have the greatest payoff at page 200. You've bored someone for 190 pages. Don't bore them for 190
Nobody's
pages.
going to get to it.
And it's like,
yeah, it's like, what is it, a school assignment?
yeah, and I mean, but it was interesting the way that the lecturer argued it. He's like, look, literally, you could just succeed. You could just have a great twist. And the problem is not the twist. The problem is everything's leading up to it. And I feel like that is kind of a description of the emotional experience I'm having with this, where, like, I'm wandering through this area again. For one reason, because I want to get back to this battery puzzle and figure out what the fuck it was about. But also, I'm just looking around here and I'm observing, what is the story being told in this area? Is this a story of, like, when you go to the ruins in any of the FromSoft games, there is a story of the ruin. Like, if you go to the, I don't remember what the name of the first castle is, at the far south of the Weeping Peninsula. It's at the far...
I think it's just behind the haunted mines, and it's above the 3-ply mountains, and then you go inside of this spiral.
I got the
spires.
real name. I got the real name, and it's just gonna make you laugh. It's Castle Morn. So
Yes.
so
Castle Morn.
so if you go to Castle Morn, there is literally a pile of bodies on fire, and there's a bunch of little monsters cheering, standing on top of it. And as you wander through, you find all these various, people that lived in the castle who've, like, holed up, or who have died, and you go, oh, here's what happened here in this area. There's, like, a story. Like, there's no... I mean, literally, there's just an industrial area that, as far as I can tell, operates correctly, as long as the batteries are aligned. Like, that's it. There's no... This doesn't feel like it connects to any particular identity of the Keepers. And so the identity of the Keepers feels sort of watered down to me. It doesn't connect to the idea of any conflict. It feels just sort of like I love that word, Sean, unmoored. It feels very unmoored.
And just as another example for me, like, I firmly believe this as, like, a storytelling principle, and I know other people don't have the same values as I do, but you can't just, in the last, like, 5 minutes of your story, be like, oh yeah, and the narrator was a ghost.
We knew that the narrator was kind of a ghost, because she did appear throughout as, like, a floaty, puffy orb. So, like, there was definitely, like, that was pretty foreshadowed. And because also she talked all the time about, like, was and were and stuff. Like, I was assuming she was, like, dead ski.
Okay. the concept that this introduces a concept of an afterlife that is
Oh, is this what you're
this is what I'm saying is like it's not that she wasn't thematically it's not that like
It's not that it wasn't.
she was kind of ghosty the whole time. It's like what did she go to heaven? Now I have to ask that question, right? Like
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on?
She needed like the clouds to part and have the one god ray of light come down, and then she's like, well, my time here is done. I've done
Like
Yeah, she does
I've
like a
shamed you
Return to the
sufficiently.
Jedi. She's just like all blue, hanging out with.
you can do
what's his
that,
face?
but in Act 1,
Yoda.
there needs to be a ghost, right? Like in Act 1, some ghost needs to appear, and she needs to be like, "Oh man, I hate that ghost," or whatever. Like it's super annoying. You can't just
Crazy
in
that
the
they brought
last
these
5 minutes be like, "By the way." Sometimes when people die, they turn into skeletons and their spirits rise up and deliver monologues.
Yeah, you know, actually, now
I love that
mention
your
it,
voice is
if
actually
you-
still recovering from an illness.
know.
It
if
adds
you-
such
if
gravitas.
If you fuck around with the mechanics of death in your story, you gotta put a lot of thought into that one, right? Because that's like death is one of the things that keeps. It's like death, gravity. Like what are the other things that like keep our, you know, when we see a fictional world, we think,
Entropy.
oh, I understand that place.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
taxes,
it's like
sure.
that's like
Causality.
right. Causality is a big one. Time, yeah. If you fuck with time or death or you know other stuff like that, it's like you gotta deep dive on that one. I guess you know what though. What's funny is that it only when you were saying that that's the only time that it showed up for me as like I was completely fine with her being a ghost and then being done with being a ghost. And I asked no questions. I was just like, you know, that's what happens in stories sometimes.
Yeah, that's
And
the way
I
it
think
be, though.
it's incredible to me that I had no questions about that. Apparently I just believe in ghosts in fiction.
Yeah, I mean, I like. Yeah, no, and you know, because there was a comment from OX76616C6172 bringing up some really interesting sort of environmental storytelling in the airlock connector hallway, which I just literally blasted right through the hallway up until the very end when he suggests we look around. And I think that let's work under the assumption that those were totally killer documents that filled in some holes and filled in some cracks. Let's actually work under the assumption that if I had had a little bit more information leading up to the end, that would have been a 10 out of 10 payoff ending. Because honestly, even though I'm very baffled, there's still a part of me that's like, oh man, I'm now imagining what could have prepared me for this, and this is a pretty sweet ending, right? Like there
Yes, same.
That's kind of what's happening to me. Is I feel like I just heard a great punchline with no setup for a joke, and
I think I could do that actually. You want one?
a punchline with no setup.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on a tangent to my point. Let's cancel what I'm saying. What's a punchline without a setup?
Actually, fuck. Let's work on this together because we want it to. It's not just any. I was gonna say something like, "Oh, the lawyer," but that's not good. We want a punchline to a very good joke, which does not exist.
Ooh, that's
so
really
like
good.
something maybe like,
So in other words, I got a vacation
communism.
before I went on vacation. There it
Oh,
is.
that's good.
There's your
That's
punchline.
fucking-
There's your
that's really
punchline.
good. Okay, that's really good.
Yeah.
Communism was also a good one, I think.
Well, I mean, and the writers of this story
Just
would
the
agree with you.
word communism?
Yeah, because I think you can make some really good joke that ends with that. Like imagine a joke where like you say communism and it's like okay, the joke is something like you're describing an entire thing. Like for say the joke lasts for like a year of just like Arabian Nights saying like describing a whole thing, and then like it turns out to have been an allegory in such a way that when that is realized, it's the funniest fucking thing ever.
Yeah, and like, I don't know how to transition that back to what I was talking about, but like, if that ever exists, I will literally go on sabbatical from all my projects and fucking attend to that joke. That sounds incredible, man. I'd pay good money for that. I'd pay good money.
Well, but you wouldn't know. You won't know it's a joke until the end.
But like, okay,
That's how I operate.
So like tying back to this, like if in each world, for instance, and again, I'm not saying here's what they should have done, but like if in each world there were clearly 3 different catastrophes that had happened in each of 3 worlds. Right away, a question gets posed: what the heck caused these catastrophes? What's going on here?
Wait, are you saying that this was in Firmament, or are you saying just like in theory?
This is in Firmament. I'm only talking about Firmament. I'm not doing anything hypothetical.
Wait a minute. What were the disasters? I thought one was just icy and it had, ice cubes.
Okay, hold on. Let me back up. So the point that I'm trying to make is that if they had a 10 out of 10 finish from the moment... Yes.
You're saying if the story was good.
No, like the thing is that I think that sort of joking comment is too dismissive of what happened at the end.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like at the very ending, let's assume that when you enter the All Ball, everything from there to the end is great. The environmental storytelling, there's some awesome bits there that we may have missed out on. And let's say the monologue totally fits, and so on and so forth. Each of these worlds that we walked around in, I mean, nothing in the world made me ask any question about the characters or the world or what was going on. If for some reason there had been like a different disaster in each of these 3 areas, and the little narrator Pixie that was floating along next to us, if she was like going, oh my gosh, this happened, oh no, this makes me worry about that, and then you're trying to like repair and get back working something that these characters she's talking about has caused. I now have a thing I'm interacting with right here connected to this stuff that she's talking about. And even if I'm like not paying that much attention to every detail of what she's saying, I'm still getting a much better sense of lead up to this final story moment, because as far as I'm concerned, if you asked me, tell me anything about the Keepers, I would jokingly be like, well, the Keepers were like super, like, all the means of production are owned by the people. And then someone came along and was like, but what if I owned everything? And that is about as much as I know of the story, and I have no idea how it connects to any of these locations at all.
Wait a minute. That is communism.
Yeah.
No, it is. Yeah.
Because that's the whole point of... That's why... Yeah.
That's why we're all getting called comrade and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
But that's also... I mean, that's what happens. That's like the CIA. So Turner's like the CIA?
I don't know. Like
no, because he's not an external influence.
Turner's just ensign. He's just fucking Ensign Turner.
Yeah, Turner's just some guy who managed to stoke a revolution.
It's basically the plot of Barbie.
I haven't seen Barbie yet.
It's really good.
Okay.
I've been sick for a month. I really want to see Barbie.
Oh, dude, I'm kind of pissed at you for having not seen this. Like, what's your
Jesus Christ?
I mean, I can tell you the long and short of Barbie. It's feminism 101. It's definitely stuck in second wave feminism, and as my loved one said, it is my loved one, who's a very progressive person, says that the story is feminist word salad, which is true. It's also very entertaining, but it has a lot of like quote unquote diversity. Like, it's got a lot of diversity on screen, but it doesn't handle any intersectional stuff. It's all just like defaultly white feminist. So,
right.
So buckle up, get ready for some second wave.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen, that's better than a lot of bullshit. So,
well, it's also I'll say this for it.
Before we go on a tangent about Barbie, can I figure out what the fuck is happening in this puzzle?
Yeah. Let's.
I just have one more
puzzle.
sentence. I just have one more sentence about Barbie. It's that it's fascinating because the whole movie is entertaining because it is like a feminist shitpost. Like, it treats its discourse very much like a shitpost, which I think is great. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I'm excited to watch it. I'm looking forward to the day that I don't have a fucking cough and I can go to a movie theater.
Dude, no,
yeah.
I don't know what it is about like the last 4 times I've gotten sick. It's like you know how they like one of the last Purge movies, like the Forever Purge. It's like the Forever Sickness, where like I never quite feel like I'm over it. I just one day go, Oh, huh. I guess I'm not sniffling and coughing anymore. Oh, huh.
I mean,
Like,
like, I don't want to be a bummer, but COVID is the friend we make along the way. Like, it stays.
Yeah, no, it's
yeah,
It just
dude.
embed. It's not. It's.
I mean, infection rates are on the
It's not a
rise.
respiratory illness. It's not a respiratory
Yeah.
illness. It's like a full body illness, and it just like digs in and just stays.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know the science about that, but it's definitely like I
That
could
seems
imagine
to be
how
what's
it could
going on.
change your whole like
What
body's
just happened?
response to illness.
What happened? So I did this. Oh my god.
Okay, you broke the
This thing
circuit.
is so bugged. Okay. Okay, so does someone here have the solution to this puzzle? Like,
Fuck me, man.
explain.
Wait,
like, I want
Sean,
this
are you
explained.
telling them that this is? Are you telling them that this is when they can backseat?
Is this the
finally?
moment?
It's backseat o'clock.
Oh my god.
Can you at least give them a countdown from 10 or something?
3, 2, 1, go. There
Blast.
it is.
By the way,
Yeah,
we are going to
backseaters.
ban you all. We're going to ban you all.
Yeah,
at
we're banning
9.
you at the end of the show, like, no matter what. But let's see here.
Yeah.
And
We can't ban them all, Sean.
answer the question. White is not equal to yellow. Otherwise, it works the way that you think.
No, he said white is equal to yellow.
White equals yellow. All right, so
Apu
that's...
Koala
white
said
equals yellow.
nobody talk. Incredible.
All right, let's see here. So here is. Let's open this up.
Honestly, why bother?
let's open this. So
It's boring now.
Here's the solution that we had before. Okay, we had that. Okay, hold on. Oh, hold on. Here's what we were working with before. Let me just grab this and move it down. We said that all reds were 25. These were 0. These were 35, and these were 10. And so what we came up with is we said, okay, if you need 2 reds, and of course the target is 115 up here. Let me Control Z so that way I can have all the elements here. 115. Okay, so Scarlet Fire, that's not very helpful. So like what we said was each of these is the value number that we have written here. So that's why this is 35, that's why this would be 70. You know, that's why if we went all the way like this should be 135. And what we were starting to do is we were starting to convince ourselves of, and by the way, just so everyone is really clear, I am merely stating some of the problem-solving process that we did. What I didn't say is, here's your fucking solution right here, because clearly this was not the solution.
If it were, we would have solved it.
Okay, wait. Can we just
So it looks
because
like...
I think we show me the ones that we did. The very simple green to yellow was 35.
Yeah,
and
so,
the
I mean,
green, yellow.
Yeah, if this is split like this, for instance. So if this was 20 and this was 15, this would have been 35. So I think that what people are suggesting is that merely this is 20 and this is 15 is perhaps what they were...
And then what was the value of the green, yellow circuit?
Green, yellow was 70. So this would be 40, this would be 30. So if this is the one, then this is 20 is 60, 10 is 90. And this is... Nope, that doesn't work. So if this was then 15 and this was 20, I think this might be. Because now this means we have an odd number of things that have a 5 in it. So this would be 45, this would be 30.
75.
75 plus 20 plus 20 is 115. Yeah, so this is why this is 115. Okay.
Viewers, I'm just fucking laughing at you. At their,
So-
our viewership is hilarious to me. Anyway,
so
go on.
this is the path that we figured out, and here's the reason why I overall didn't like this puzzle is not that it's unclear what the numbers are. That's fine. It's not that we convinced ourselves of something that turned out to not quite be correct. Because in my eyes, that's the fun of puzzle solving, is you're saying, hey, it could be A or B or C. Let's start with A and explore it. Okay, we got to the end of A. Hey, this isn't working. And there we go. But, like, the thing that I didn't like about this is that there was not enough opportunity for variations to occur that would actually give us the ability to chip towards the puzzle. So, for instance,
I mean, you could do basically like the series of green and yellow circuits, right?
Yeah.
And I do. It seems like if you did those three, that would give you those two numbers, right?
I'm sorry. What's your question again?
If you do so, this sort of like what you just had, the green yellow circuit. You could do a green yellow, a green green yellow yellow, and a green 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 yellow yellow yellow.
Yeah. Yeah. So like,
and that I feel like that would give you enough information to be able to make a pretty good guess at the greens and the yellows.
Well, here is I think the insight that was needed is that we need to have a different number of two sets of things to be able to make a definitive statement about the relationship between them. Because if I do this and this and this, I'm always having the same number of yellows as greens. And so what is one way to get, or what is a way to get a different number of greens than yellows? Well, I mean, like,
include the blues or the reds. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could go basically like this.
Yeah.
Or you could go like this. And or technically this, but there's virtually no ways to get a different number of each of the to get like a different number of greens and yellows. There's virtually no ways. And so I think it's one of those things where it feels like you believe in something and mess around a little bit, and then you just kind of abruptly solve it. I mean, it's actually a lot simpler. Whoa. Now that I've gotten the chance to.
Yeah, I mean, so in retrospect, like, I feel like you could do, if you did the green, green, yellow, yellow.
Yeah.
And then you did green, blue, blue, green, yellow, yellow. Right? That would tell you what the blues are.
Yes. And that's what we did get, for sure.
And then you could do the same thing with the reds, and then you sort of have the reds and the blues, and then you could do that kind of more awkward asymmetrical thing, but some of those values are known. The reds and the blues are known, so now you're basically working with yellows and greens in different combinations.
Yeah, and an alternative way to state that is you can do things to definitively conclude what blue is. Again, working under the assumption that you have addition. You can do things to definitively determine what the blues are. You can do things to definitively determine what the reds are. And the very first attempt that you try to do to figure out what the relationship between green and yellow is the solution. That's my framing of why I was a little bit like, because I think it would be fun if you had to do something different than solving the puzzle to get those values, and then you'd go, oh, okay, I see. So now let me figure that out.
Well, and it does get, like, I don't think it is impossible necessarily, but it does get more complicated if that white node you're not sure is a yellow node.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's just fair to just say, okay, well, I guess it's by column, because once we identified that all the reds were on the left, all the blues were, or all the yellows were, reds on left, then yellows, then greens, then blues. I just sort of went, all right, okay, there you go. But I mean, like,
right.
Even so, I feel like there were so many cool individual ideas in the game, but like tying them together into like a coherent whole felt like it didn't really happen in the worlds. Like, I think the first world, the icy world, was maybe the most interesting to me because there was some stuff that was busted, and so we had to get creative with how we like moved the ice blocks around, and then there's some notion of like ice and coal make steam, which powers something. But even then, it just felt like a bunch of unusual contraptions.
And I'm still like quite honestly stuck on, is this an interstellar spacecraft that also happens to have like teleportation technology on it?
And then why did the
I guess
balls
so.
like the balls we used to teleport, like they all had to be like multi-balled into one thing, and then like we did that in a room, and then we also saw like a schematic that showed them being multi-balled onto an actual spaceship. So it's like I understand that somehow the balls had to be attached to the spaceship, and that was key. That was crucial.
Well,
But,
that's you got to attach the balls to the spaceship, 'cause
Frames.
yeah.
otherwise it's just not going to work, you know.
All
Like
right,
that's the first thing you learn about spaceships.
You put the balls on.
I
Space
like,
balls.
yeah.
I don't know.
The revelation of like we're in a spaceship traveling to another planet is severely undercut by you've been traveling to other planets nonstop for the last several hours.
I mean, I love the idea if like the planets are somehow inside the spaceship. Like
I think
they're
that's
like
rad.
TARDISed in there.
yeah.
I don't think that was in the game.
I mean, like I can imagine a Doctor Who looking at me and saying something like, "The universe is inside the TARDIS," you know, shit like that. But like,
Yeah. No, you gotta energize it, Sean.
I guess that was a Capaldi.
Yeah, I'm trying to
wasn't it?
decide on where I want to go. Oh, and my camera froze. Well, let me just turn it off and turn it back on again. All right, don't mind me. All right, BRB. Yeah, I mean, I think that overall, this felt like a bunch of really cool elements that didn't quite get assembled into a compelling package.
They were not compellements. I mean, I had one other gripe about this game. I had one other gripe, which is how it felt like a lot of copy-pasted prefabs a lot of the time. And you know what I love, Sean? You know what I'm very good at is critiquing other people's video games that I didn't make. It's so easy. I don't even have to prepare. I just go online and say whatever I
want. There's a lot of
want.
copy-pasted prefabs. I'm like, yeah. I mean, that's how game development works. There's a lot of Control-C, Control-V that happens all over the place.
I would have preferred if this game were better. You know, maybe they could take that note. You know, I'm just gonna sit here and I'm literally looking at Grubhub right now while I'm just like saying why someone's game should have been better.
Yeah, but you know, I think there is one thing that I want to stress that, like, you know, I'm expressing some huffy puffy frustration. And
yeah, sure.
That only happens when there's stuff that's actually meaningfully interesting and engaging and intriguing. If there's a game that is just like, it's forgettable, and I just sort of say, whatever, and I just turn it off. I feel like if things had been assembled a little bit differently, it would have like doubled my rating of the game, whatever that is.
Yes. Oh, and I want to clarify also that after this show, I'm absolutely going to go Google what the fuck happened in this, because like I want to know. I'm interested.
I want to know.
Right.
It's my interest is piqued. You know, but yeah, I entered the coupling chamber, but it did not arrive. If you know what I mean.
Right.
Just didn't quite get there.
Have you heard that fucking like the worst joke in the world is like it's like a British person having sex. It's like, oh good heavens, I'm arriving.
Yeah.
It's so funny to me. That's one of those that just got lodged in my head as like a thing that my
I
brain
literally
will
thought of that
forever
joke when
tell me.
you made your previous joke, so I was just like, hey, what's the next game that we should play? Because I have my whole list. I just for some reason thought the game was gonna be longer.
I want to get old and bad again. I want to get
before
they had quality of life.
Can we see? The thing is, Sean, like I don't know what
FMV?
games
Can we do
we
FMV?
can actually play.
Yeah,
but
just list them off.
Discworld would be a suggestion.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
There is a Discworld game. FMV is interestingly. Do you know of like?
I mean,
Do you have one in
my
your pocket?
dad keeps saying this, and he knows that we always just do the funny voice instead of playing them. But there is a Gabriel Knight game that is FMV.
Oh,
That is
boy.
Is it
acted
The
by
Beast
humans.
Within?
I think so, and it's good, and it'll probably be very juicy.
I remember when
but
that
also,
game came out, it was like a big deal. I didn't play it, but it was like it was.
But
the
also,
thing.
I mean, on the other hand, legs.
I'm so
So-
sorry. I need to go find clues. Let me knock on the door and try to charm this lady. Like, oh my god. Can you imagine being in the booth for like several weeks doing that voice? Like, just. Oh, that's so
The
funny.
voice actor comes out of the booth and he's like, "Now that was another easy session.
Yeah, like, I'm just
Where's the
talking.
director? I say I haven't been. I haven't been given. I say I haven't been given any direction on this role."
Well, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I've had an incredibly long Monday, so I am ready to close this stream, and I'm gonna go
Okay.
investigate which one of those can go onto the stream and docket. So, Lee, Sean, get ready to be surprised on next Monday.
All
Exciting.
right, I'll hold on to my butt.
And Sean, I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And Lee, even though you're not feeling bad, I hope that you also feel better than you do now.
prayer
That
hands.
happens. Yes. Perfect 100. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone. I'll see you next Monday.
Talk
Thanks
to you
again for the raid,
later. Love
Grubby.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, kisses.